Hey Aries. There may seem to be a lot trying to distract you this month, but interestingly enough, you are extremely focused. And I think that more than anything, that's important for you, because by the time the full moon hits your sign at the end of the month and at the end of the season, it will help enlighten you in the ways that can only propel everything that's happening now and all the work that you're doing now and all the focus that you have now. Because the focus is, especially tonight, so by the time this comes out, it'll be in the new moon vibes. So during this moon cycle, I think it's extremely important for you to recognize, hold on one second. Okay, so new moon, speaking of, this gives you a lot of insight on what you and how you put things out there. What and how you are seen. How you view yourself. And all that's in between. I couldn't help myself. But that's how it is for you this month. It's this very loving way. And you might even find out it might be that romantic, like that poetic structure. You might read something, or if you're continuing to read something or listening to something or doing something that you love, you're going to find this sense of romance in it. And anyway, surprising. But there's this romance to, hold on. Sorry. Okay, so it's like an offering. So that's like this romantic view of how you decide to keep going about this process that you're in, that we've been talking about for a while. It's like a concluding thought almost. It's like, oh, this final conclusion comes in and shows me that bottom of the deck, I can build something off of a string of luck. I can and have continuously seen and stepped into opportunities being presented to me at different times. I can build something. I can use this. This isn't just a romantic thought anymore. This isn't just something that you've wanted to make happen. It's happening. And now that you're a part of this, making this happen, now that you're doing this and you're seeing it for what it is, of course doubt might come in, but it's very different this time, because it's not the you were, it's the you that's put in all the work. It's you that has allowed yourself a sense of rebirth. I don't mean to keep rhyming. It's this strong sense of purpose, and it's now coming into fruition in a way that you could only have dreamed of. And it's going to keep rolling out that way. It just requires you to keep your focus and to also remember the people around you. But when you get this kind of inspiration, when you get this kind of energy at your fingertips, if people love you, they're gonna be so happy for you. So happy. You'll also see very natural Libra season thing. Who really is on your side? Who really wants to see you do the things? Who might even invoke this sense of doubt? No one can force you to doubt yourself, but they can inspire it. They can influence it. And when you're in a place of doing well, it is vulnerable for you, because you can, as easy it is for you to be headstrong and focused and very determined and very stubborn about what you're doing, you can still be vulnerable to this one person one person and what they say. And I just want to tell you this month, like, for what? For what? That's not going to be helpful. Some of you, this is a very powerful moment in your life. You've already known, like, you know what you're capable of, but now everyone's going to see it, like, even more. They're going to see how they're going to also realize how much less you've been talking about what you want to do or whatever you're doing, because you've been head down focused and been doing it for a while now, like, let's say since your season. And you're going to get the recognition in the way that's necessary. Venus in Scorpio right now is moving into Sagittarius by the time this comes out on the 7th. That like transit is going to show you. It's going to show you exactly what draws people to you. And you're like not even going to care. You're going to you're going to feel like, yeah, fuck yeah, like I'm here for it, I love it, but like you're just going to feel good. And it's just like quiet, there's this quiet win. It's like, you know, the closest people to you know. This could be about even Pisces, Cancer, strong Leo energy, but I just think this is you being influenced by your own intuition, you realizing it's about creating the physical environment around you and shifting that, and that's what's happening. And by the end of the month, it gives you this greater sense of this sound sense of attraction. It's the sound attraction, like you're just bringing people to, it's like they hear the music you're playing, and the music you're playing is whatever it is that you've been doing. It's whether it's been are all of the things, loving yourself, doing what you love in the job that you love, just going for it, taking each opportunity after each opportunity, knowing how that builds something. And it's about building value to yourself. It's about saying like, yeah, I'm going to do this, but then actually stepping into it, knowing that you're more than good enough. And you also have put in that work to mature in a way of that. That's why I'm talking, it's a quiet win. Because yeah, these people are celebrating you, you're celebrating you, but it's like you're having this internal conversation that you've been having, but for the first time in a while, you're seeing eye to eye. You're not like, I have to keep doing this, or I have to, no, it's like, oh no, we're on it. We're doing it. We're goals. Like, this is what like is happening. And it gives you might even find that it gives you the intuition of how the next 6 months are going to roll out for you. It's just important that going into the next few seasons that you really remember this, and then by the end of the month ground yourself. So the question for you is like, how is how I feel connected to the greater sense of my purpose? Because that's what you'll be asking yourself when all the planets go direct. That's what that will be the question, because you'll have everything you need in an abundance of it. And that keep accumulating, and then that question's going to linger. And for most of you, you're living it. For most of you, it's just finding that sense of grounding in the fact that you're already, it's happening. It's happening. Just like look around you, look at what you're doing, look at the relationships you have, look at what you wake up loving to do or ready to do, what you go to sleep thinking about, what you're thinking about when you actually need to be taking a break, but you're thinking about it anyway. I know where your head's at this month, and you're all like, I just feel it. There's so much strength in what's happening with you. There's so much that you're going to need to remember about the strength that is being revealed to you now as everything moves forward, because you're just like this ball of fire. And anyone in your way that's not supporting that or wanting to be a part of that fire just kind of needs to move out of the way. So this romantic gesture, this romantic feeling is all about your life, and that you're in that romantic story of your own right now. It's happening. All of it. Cool. When you look at the cards, it will make more sense, I'm sure. And I hope you have a lovely Libra season. And I will see you next month. All information to work with me is below. Payment options are below. And yeah, I'll see you next month. Bye, Aries. Hi, Aries. So, what you're being given is this chance to see where you romanticizing can help, where your focus can be shifted, where your focus is, and knowing it's important not to shift it. To also recognize anything that's coming up in terms of feeling not good enough or the flaws or whatever it is, especially around this new moon. It's just showing you that it's just showing up to ask you to keep moving. Just acknowledge it for what it is, move it forward. But I do think for most of you, this is about deepening a connection between you and your most self, your higher self, if that's what you want to call it. But really, it's just like this very, this fusion of your spirit and physical nature coming together and realizing they're not separate. They're not separate. They're not separate from your goals. Anything that's trying to take your focus off your goals internally is just going to help your goals once you address them. And I don't think it's going to be hard for you to address them unless you're really avoiding them. Or you can save them for meditation or sitting with yourself or making time for giving space to that voice, but don't give it the space it requires. Don't give it extra. And if there's anyone in your life that is trying to pull you away from what you're doing and the focus that you have, that's just trying to take you away from the things that you want, what you really want, how you really want it. You've put in a lot of work to mature the parts of you that are now working for your favor. So if there's anyone in your life that is questioning or doubting that, just remember that. And remember how you got here and how you've put in the work. And you're excited about it. And it's a part of your plan. So now you're going to be able to see this physical plan even more. If you're already in that place, you're going to see how it can get greater. But if you're in the place where you're really beginning this or have begun and you're at the part of, you're going to see more fruition this month. And you're going to keep getting opportunities and you just kind of have to go with them. In order to stay out of this doubt and out of this stuck energy, you need to just keep rolling with it. That's your fire. That's your fire. Feed your fire. The wind feeds fire. Libra season, and wind feeds fire. You've done a lot of the hard work. By the time Scorpio season comes around, you're going to actually be able to not only reap, because you're going to reap, but feel it. Feel so secure in this. And then you'll start to ask yourself that greater question of your purpose. How you're living it out already, but how it's going to keep you moving forward. How that's the fire that you need to keep adding to the air. That's that fortunate. That's not just things, external opportunities. That's the fortune that lives inside of you. That's that part of you that recognizes that whatever was lost upon working, whoever was lost upon this focus that you've had of this rebirth, of this new version of yourself, you'll then be able to see so many other things through and forward in a way that you have in the past, but this time it's different. There's just fulfillment. There's a different type of fulfillment. There's a different structure. There's a different balance in your life, and you're kind of just rushing towards it because it wants you to. Don't slow down because of the way someone else's life looks. Don't slow down because someone else can't. It is about compromise, so there may be some compromises you need to make this month, but don't compromise yourself. If you come down to the question am I compromising myself? maybe don't react right away from it, but think about it, ponder it, have it out with yourself. What it is that you really want to, as you're focusing on these goals and these physical goals that are acquiring, and just you'll notice how you may even realize and be surprised that, oh, you've already been living this purpose, that this is a part of it, that this is how I live it. And this great sense of relief comes over you by the end of the month as well. And I think Venus in Scorpio really worked on you this past month of just like understanding what reality is versus what your insecurities say. Yeah, like what's actually reality and what do you want to bring into reality, and how is reality responding to you? Because it looks pretty good from where I can see. Like better than good, fucking fantastic, to be honest. Whenever you're unsure and wherever you're unsure to focus that energy, tap in real quick, close your eyes if you need to, sit with it for a second. Where do I need to put this energy? Boom, do it. Maybe it's sleep, maybe it's rest. But for most of you, it's finding that is important. But for most of you, it's really important to be able to acquire perspective. See yourself through. See where you're going. Notice the path. Take it all in. Be just as a part of it as you are working on it. That's a purpose. That's your experience. And you deserve it. You've done a lot of hard work and internal work and like just really understanding why all of this has been working on you, why the stars have been doing this and all of this. It's been everyone. But for you, there's so much energy to it. Mars being in Libra is a perfect balance. It's on the opposite side of you. And it's giving you the power to say how you feel, express how you feel. Be really clear with people. But also know that they're going to have some wants and needs too. And you're actually willing to hear it. As long as they're meeting you, you can meet them. Yeah, sure, I'll sit down with you. Yeah, sure, I understand that. Yeah, I know it's been out, but I'm doing this for us too. Me, if you're in a partnership, it's about you, but it's also about them too. You're building something. And you're like, I have this momentum. While I have it, I just got to keep going. So go. And the people who, remember what I said in the beginning, the people who want that for you are going to cheer for that. They're going to say, yeah, guess what? I want that for you too. I want that for you too. Because when your partner's in that same place, how would you respond? It's a great way to put it. How would you respond to them? It's important not to love people the way you want to love them, but the way they want to love you. So it's important just to see all those views, and then to understand like how are you going to respond if this situation was reversed. This person, if anyone is complaining or trying to pull for your attention, I'm not saying cut them off. I'm not saying don't respond. I'm just saying like respond when you feel compassionate enough, because you're so in the zone that you can get in the zone and just really go for it. The people that are intimately and close to you, they'll be so happy for you because they know what's been going on with you this past year. It hasn't been like extremely crazy, but there's been like a lot of crazy shit. Some of you, this is about really grieving a death, and you finally start to feel better. And you finally start to come out of it towards the end of the season. And by the end of the season, when everything goes direct, you're going to realize how much work you put in. And you're going to be like, I wish, part of you is going to wish you never, talked, said some things, and compromised in ways. But you'll be glad you did, trust me, for karma. For the table, for the larger scale of things, the full circle picture. The moons are important too. So the new moon is probably, you may even had a very lovely evening, but it's important to also romanticize during the moons and romanticize your future, because that's actually a part of the creation. And a lot of you are feeling that way and you're all for it, and people are attracted to you. Just don't get caught up in like, okay, are they attracted to me? Why are they attracted to me? Just take it for what it is and go. Don't get too whatever about it. Balance the ego. Right? All right, Aries, love this for you. Lots of cards. I love you. All information to work with me is below, and I will see you next month.